Okay, you guys, we are back with another video. In this video, we're gonna talk about Stefon Diggs' mommy campaigning for him and his brother to get signed by a team. Let's talk about it, guys, because things are getting really tricky out here for Diggs and his brother. And you know what's so sad about it? It's the fact that both of them, they are super talented in what they do. Now, in case you guys have missed it, Stefon Diggs and his brother, their contracts were, terminated on the same date, right? So, the end of December 2025 marked their massive turning point, right? And that's for his brother, Stefon Diggs. No. Both players found themselves in the headlines on the exact date of December 30th, 2025, but it's for two completely different reasons. Yes, there are a lot of rumors on the internet, but in this case, we have to stick to the facts, right? So for Stefon Diggs had a lot of allegations against him. The situation with his BBL chef, yes, that was the major one. Like, that was the final nail in the coffin because he already had the Christopher guy allegations against him, one other baby mama with similar allegations against him. So, while the Patriots initially stated that they were gathering information and cooperating with authorities, the intense legal firestorm regarding Diggs and his chef, the severity of the domestic-related charges, it quickly forced, them to end a contract with Diggs because the NFL did not want to be caught up in that mess doing any damage control. Stefon Diggs won the case, and many critics believe that he would be able to move on, but no. The teams are looking at everything overall. And he has a lot of baby mama in the streets, like 6 in a year. So already they are scared because they don't know what this guy's gonna do should they sign him. And then after that, we know that Chef Mila was out here unpacking a lot of stuff, which is gonna prove to the Patriots that they made a good call with cutting ties with Stefon Diggs. Like, Mila was doing work that we weren't looking at that time, but revisiting those moments, you're like, damn, Mila, you ensure that man did not get back signed to any other team. And honestly, I don't blame Mila for standing up for herself because people should stand up for themselves. And they did Mila dirty as well. Based on anyone who's paying attention now can see that they really did Chef Mila dirty, right? Now, on the same date, Stefon Diggs was cut. Man, I tell you, they just abruptly released Stefon Diggs. Now, according to Insider and the NFL reporters, his release had nothing to do with his brother's situation. Many people are tying the two together, but they're saying with Stefon, it came down to injuries and performance and off the field friction, right? So what they're saying is that, after signing a massive 5-year, $97 million extension, Stefon struggled heavily with injuries, including a torn ACL when he played. His elite production plummeted because of the injuries. So they're saying in the 8 games leading up to his release, quarterback had near perfect passer ratings when targeting him, and he hadn't recorded a single interception. Now, they're saying the off-the-field friction that he had with his team, it basically ruffled feathers in the Cowboys front office by choosing to rehab his knee in South Florida rather than with the team's medical staff in Dallas, which cost him $500,000 in bonus, right? And they're like, no, we don't want to spend that money. We want to save everything that we can. Now they're saying that he also suffered a bizarre concussion during the season when a television mounting pole fell on him during a DIY home installation. So they cut ties with him to save roughly $12 million in salary cap space, concluding that his declining availability and performance no longer justified his matching contract. So they were saying, boy, you have so many injuries and the money that we have to be paying you, it really doesn't justify your contract. Too many injuries versus the payout, and you're already not helping us because you should be using the team medical staff, but you're going out of town, you're choosing to use other team medical staff, costing us over $500,000. So they've cut ties with him. So, naturally, once other teams hears about this injury, they're not going to want to take that gamble on him so easily. And the mere fact that he did not cooperate with his team in terms of trying to save them money, that's also another major red flag. For Stefon Diggs definitely had an injury as well, which contributed to them, determining whether they wanted to extend the contract or not. At the end of the day, Stefon Diggs' numerous legal issues, along with his injuries, according to the report, is what led to his release from the Patriots team. But Diggs' mama is out here begging. They're begging at this point. So first it was Cardi B, then it is Stefon Diggs' mom, who is out here begging. And this is not a good look for Stefon nor Trevon, because the thing is that all the teams are aware of how good they play, and no team is going to make any decision based on the mom's emotion. Businesses don't make decisions on the emotions of your parents. If anything, they're going to look at your mom as being too emotional and unregulated, unprofessional, and they're going to say, you know what? We don't want anything to do with that, because if anything should go wrong that your mama don't understand, she may, drag us on the internet. Who wants to deal with that, right? No one. So the Cardi B making that post a couple of weeks ago, comparing Stefon Diggs to other players, after she basically humiliated that man publicly, because that's what we saw. Maybe that is not what had happened, but that's how it was interpreted to all of us. That's the story that we got, right? So, when Cardi B had that public spot with Stefon Diggs, it gave, this boy is problematic, this boy will always be in drama, and we cannot take such a gamble on him. But Cardi B thought she was doing her big one, because she's Cardi B. If I should put a post up of my man, which is everybody's man, one thing about Cardi B, she's gonna put strength in her enemies, her two biggest enemies, Offset and Stefon Diggs. She believes in those two enemies who have cost her more than Tasha K, but she only has strength for Tasha K. Oh, my bad. Tasha K is a dark-skinned black woman. Of course she's gonna have strength for Tasha K. The mere fact that Tasha K is a dark-skinned black woman, and didn't she pay to get dark-skinned black woman beat up too? Yeah. So I think we have our answers right there. So, as I was saying, Barnaby is advertising Stefon Diggs like Hollywood owes or something. Girl, go have several seats, because you could be the single contributor to why that man isn't signed as yet, because he's a damn amazing player. But it's a hot mess, because Stefon Diggs should have a team that should tell Cardi B not to do that. Don't do that, out here begging for this man to be signed because you're Cardi B. You thought you had that magic, huh? You thought you had that power, but no. And this is a reason why this goes to show that Cardi B is delusional. She thinks that in her head she has given Stefon Diggs something that Stefon Diggs never had. What she has given Stefon Diggs is like a Russian roulette. While it can be mutually rewarding, it is also equally dangerous because many of us in pop culture really never knew who Stefon Diggs was, and that's just the truth, right? And Cardi B made him more famous in pop culture. And while it is a advantage, it also is a disadvantage because now everything that he does is being put under a microscope. He's loving it at times. He wish he could control the narrative like Cardi, but he can't because the court of public opinion is always winning, right? But someone needs to tell Stefon Diggs, mom and Cardi B not to get involved in their line of work. Stay in your lanes, lady. Stay in your lanes and allow their team to handle everything. I think if they have a good team and they prove themselves and they keep consistent with their routine, their exercise, their workout, their dieting, the whole 9 yards, they will be signed. It may take 2 years, but hey, it's better than nothing. They just need to be disciplined once they're signed and stay out of trouble. Do not let the money go to their head. And this is how you know when people are not from money, because when people are not from money, when people are coming up from unfortunate circumstances, if you're not disciplined, when you get that money, that's how you ruin things for yourselves. And the mom seems to be such a enabler because when I see you twerking on your son, I'm not going to think much of you. Oh, it was for a split second. I'm not going to think much of you, you know? And then Barnaby fans wants to tell us that, oh, it never happened, irrespective of the fact that the clip is right in front of us for us all to see. They're saying it never happened. But hey, birds will always be birding, right? But you know what? Good luck to Stefon Diggs and Trevon Diggs, because they're going to need it. If they're not disciplined, they are going to need it. But let me know what you guys think, and we're going to talk some more in the comment section. Peace.